the high seas. Pisces, cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Braylon, guys, and I'm sitting here today to talk to you a bit about the Sagittarius full moon that I believe it has already happened, to be honest. It was around, well, where I live, it happened around about 10 a.m., 11 a.m., but it was at about 8 degrees, I believe. So we are still under the Sagittarius energy, but the moon has certain focal points to where it is actually full. So we're actually talking as this energy has kind of passed, and I'm not sure about you guys, but I've already heard, I've seen on Facebook some silly, crazy full moon, possibly related things happening. The person I am staying with slept through her alarm, and then I slept through my alarm. I'm not even worried about it because I knew that this moon was in my 12th house. Yes, Sagittarius is my 12th house, so it's very helpful to know where this energy is happening for you guys. But don't worry, as always, I'm going to be pulling a tarot card for all 12 zodiac signs, get you a little bit of message, get you a little bit of a message as far as what this full moon can bring to you or what the advice is from spirit. And we're going to talk a little bit about Sagittarius energy. I do just want to kind of channel and flow with you guys, make this a bit of a more, oh, it's 333, awesome. Synchronicities everywhere. But yeah, I just kind of want to flow for it with you guys and just sit down, kind of have a little chat about all this stuff. You know how I like to do it. And yeah, then we're going to get your guys' messages. But before we start, I'm just going to go ahead and work with some sage here. I haven't saged at all today, so we can sage together. This is really great to use for air and fire energy. We've obviously got the fire going here to light the sage, and then when you want to work with the air element, which is good for Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy, it's good for your thoughts, your rational mind, your intellect, communication, all that good stuff. That's like what the air signs represent. So we are in Gemini season, you guys. Every Gemini season we have a Sagittarius full moon around about the same time, give or take a few days as time progresses. But every Gemini season we have a Sagittarius full moon because Sag and Gemini are opposite signs. Okay, if you've ever been around a Gemini or a Sagittarius, or if you are a Gemini who's been around a Sagittarius or vice versa, then maybe you're able to feel this opposition, which is not necessarily a bad thing, obviously. It's pretty important if you ask me, because the sun is in Gemini, right? If you're a Gemini watching this, your birthday is either past or it's soon. So until the summer solstice next month on June 21st, I believe, we are going to be in Gemini season, okay? And Gemini season is an air season. And as I was mentioning, all zodiac signs have oppositions: Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Aquarius, Libra, Aries. All 12 zodiac signs have an opposite. So these opposing energies, it pretty much is just like the sun and the moon, masculine and feminine, which is really interesting in a season like Gemini, because Gemini is a dual sign. So we're working with a dual sign energy here as far as where the sun is. Now the sun is all about awareness, right, guys? So we've got the sun helping us become more aware of our communication, more aware of our lower mind, you know, the more Mercury ruled mind. And then we have Jupiter, which I believe is a higher octave of Mercury. It's definitely an opposing energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So it's even interesting to take note of where those two planets are around this time. We've got Mercury chilling out in Taurus for a couple more weeks, or about a week or so. And then we have Jupiter chilling out in Scorpio. So that's interesting, friends. We have an opposition there too. I'm not sure if anyone is talking about that, but we've got Mercury in Taurus and Jupiter in Scorpio. So that is very interesting. So he definitely, because Scorpio and Taurus are opposite signs, so I will be making a post about that for anybody who may or may not have been considering that with all these energies going on. So now that we've saged the energy, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So For those of you who don't know, every month we have a full moon and a new moon, okay? And the full moon, obviously when we go outside, it's featured a lot in movies these days. The full moon is when you see that big, bright, full moon. Sometimes the moon isn't exactly full, but you know when you see a big, decent-sized moon up there, that the moon is filled with light. The moon has these phases, right? These waxing and these waning phases, crescent moons, quarters, all these things. But the main two energetic influences of the month, I would say, would be when the moon is full and when the moon is new. We have that each once a month. The new moon, hopefully I'll be here talking to you about that. That's going to happen on June 15th, I believe, and the new moon is always whatever zodiac sign. So if we're in Pisces season, we're going to have a new moon in Pisces, never a full moon in Pisces, because the full moon is an opposition between the sun and the moon, so that the sun can shine its light on the moon and the moon can reflect the sun's light back, right? But when you have the moon and the sun together in the same zodiac sign, like when on June 15th, the sun is going to be in Gemini, the moon is going to be exactly where the sun is, just for a few moments there, maybe an hour or so. That's when we would consider it a new moon. So new moon, sun and moon together. Full moon, sun and moon opposite of each other. So we've got the sun in Gemini right now, probably around 9 or 10 degrees as we speak. And just a few hours ago, we had the full moon effect. But we're going to be under this for the next 3 days, guys. Astrologers always say that full moons, you can feel them 3 days before, 3 days after, and the day of course. So we're going to be feeling this energy. I've been feeling this energy. Really cool to know where you're, for those of you who are watching that have a Sagittarius moon, that is very interesting, because this is your soul. You were born when the moon was in Sagittarius. Now, it might not have been full in Sagittarius, but still, if you have a Sagittarius moon, this is definitely, you know, important for you, just like Taurus moons are for me. Or, you know, if you have a Libra moon, the Libra moon is new moon, full moon. So when there's a Sagittarius new moon in 6 months, those of you who are watching with Sagittarius moons, that is important. So full moons bring new beginnings and completions, you guys, which is pretty cool. You always want to pay attention to what house the moon is happening in, what element it is, what placement it is, if it's mutable, if it's fixed, if it's cardinal. So this is the 9th house. Sagittarius rules the 9th house, you guys. And the 9th house is all about higher learning. It's about philosophy. It's about education. It's even about long distance travel. So the universe right now is involving these two different energies, this short distance travel, Gemini, and the long distance travel, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius also, to me, a couple words that remind me of Sagittarius energy is ascension and expansion. Expansion is the Sagittarius word. Now, it's because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, right, which we already defined is it's hanging out in Scorpio. So this is really interesting, you guys, that the energies that we're using for this full moon, we've got some 12th house energies for those. So Taurus is the 12th house of Gemini, and we've got Mercury there, ruling planet of Gemini. And then Scorpio is the 12th house of Sagittarius, and we've got Jupiter hanging out there. The only difference is Jupiter is retrograde and Mercury is online, is still going forward. So definitely interesting. Definitely interesting that our lower mind and our higher mind are kind of opposite of each other right now. Communication and learning and short distance travel, long distance travel. So there's definitely some expansion going on in the sky with this Sagittarius theme of the full moon. And another thing is that Sagittarius is a mutable sign, you guys. Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, those are the 4 mutable signs. And mutable signs are very good at adapting. Mutable signs are actually symbolic for the magic of change. So anything can happen under the mutable moon. Okay, this is a very mutable moon. We've got the sun in a mutable sign. So changes in our communication could be happening. And then the moon is full in a mutable sign. And so I love full moons when it's mutable, because not only are there new beginnings and completions, but it's completely changed. You know, it's not necessarily about stability or action like cardinal and fixed is about. Anything can happen under these mutable energies. That's why they happen. You know, we've got these 4 seasons. So from Virgo season, we've got some change, and then Sagittarius, and then Pisces, and then Gemini season, right? So we're on Gemini. The next mutable season will be in about 6 months in Virgo season, right? I believe that would be correct. So yeah, guys, mutable energy, definitely all about changing, adapting, It's definitely about mutating into whatever you have to mutate. So the universe might throw some curveballs at us around this. The universe uses mutable energy to kind of put a spin on things, you know, because, excuse me, the universe doesn't have to make sense under mutable energy because it's all about change. It's all about adapting, right? Now, the next full moon is going to be in a cardinal sign, and I might be here to talk to you about that. That'll be a Capricorn full moon, very important. Saturn will be there. And this will be more about action, you guys. So when the universe uses full moons and cardinal signs to push us forward into doing things that maybe we've been procrastinating on, or doing things that maybe we haven't been able to start for a while. But mutable energy is all about the initiation of change and adaptation and mutating. So maybe involving, it's almost like alchemy. Mutable signs are like alchemy. A little bit of this, let's put a little bit of this in this, let's put a little bit of this, and let's see what happens. Let's see what changes. And it's interesting because, you know, a lot of people consider Jupiter to be the mad scientist, or, you know, well, Jupiter is a philosopher, okay? It's the biggest planet in our solar system. So Sagittarius rules that big energy, but I guess it reminds me of like Bill Nye, the science guy. He's a Sagittarius, right? Sagittariuses are very particular in what they believe, and I'm glad that that is coming up as a channel, because I didn't mention yet that Sagittarius is all about our belief, the 9th house of higher beliefs. So we've got a full moon in the house of beliefs, you guys. So we've got the moon that symbolizes our subconscious, right? The moon symbolizes our soul's subconscious. The light of the moon is everything. You want to really pay attention to your soul and your subconscious when you think of the moon, because the moon symbolizes those deep hidden feelings. The moon rules Cancer, right? The moon rules all water signs, as the moon controls our water tides, right? And we're about 70 to 80% water as humans. So the moon has an effect on the water moving through our body as well. It's very interesting astrology. So this could very well be considered the expansion of our soul ascension. The expansion of our subconscious is what I have written here. It's kind of just what I was channeling. I took a few notes. So, you know, the influence of the 9th house is rather important and very, very expansive, because it's ruled by Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system. So no wonder there's an expansion happening here. There's an ascension of our higher learning. So I believe this full moon, in a way, can be considered our soul's evolution, almost like learning more about our soul. You know, Jupiter takes what you know and expands it higher. You know, you think you know everything, but then when you wander into the 9th house of beliefs, your beliefs are challenged, they're expanded. Sometimes we believe what we believe based off of what we know and we're further enlightened, and then what we believe slightly shifts, okay? So mutable energy. That's why beliefs belong to the 9th house. It belongs to a mutable house, because believe it or not, what we believe in throughout time changes. For instance, when we were little, hopefully there's no little children watching, so I don't ruin the surprise, or the lack of a surprise, is the better way to say it. But, you know, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, we believed in a lot of things as children. Now, that's interesting that that's coming up, because I believe children are very innocent. And, you know, this is a fire energy that we're talking about. Sagittarius is a fire sign, mutable fire. So whenever we're talking about fire, we're talking about innocence in a way, because we've got Leo and we've got Aries, which are the toddler and the children of the zodiac. And then I consider Sagittarius to be almost like a teenager. Okay, if God were a teenager, because we got God consciousness going on here. Okay, Sagittarius is half human, half God. To me, Sagittarius is ruled by Zeus, which is the god of all gods, right? So there is a very godlike essence to Sagittarius, which is very interesting, because we have Capricorn right after Sagittarius, and we all know that Capricorn is the devil card, and this is not literal. You know, these are just theories that I have. I like to just kind of conversate and channel about some of this stuff, because we do have God consciousness right behind Capricorn, the goat, you know, the half human, the half goat, and then we've got half human, half God. So it's really interesting to incorporate even Greek mythology into some of these things. But either way, these are some things to keep in mind when we're thinking about where this full moon is happening at. So no matter what, you know, we could even be learning from our dreams right now over the next few days. Well, I consider this energy happening until about a couple weeks before the moon enters Gemini, when it's completely dark in the sky. The new moon, you're not going to be able to see that, because the sun is going to be behind the moon, or vice versa, and they'll be blocking each other, almost like a small eclipse. But the new moon is more about planning intentions for the future. So the last time we spoke, you guys, was underneath a Taurus new moon, right? And we should have planted a lot of intentions underneath that Taurus full moon. If you guys watched my video, you did a lot of preparation. Maybe you took out a piece of paper like I advised, and you wrote down some of your new moon intentions. If you're like me, every new moon you write out your goals, intentions, wishes, and thank the universe. Maybe you light a candle over that piece of paper. Small rituals, guys, very small, harmless ceremonies. And then on the full moon, you burn that piece of paper out into the universe. I cannot tell you how important spiritual burnings are. So every new moon, I take out a piece of paper and I write down a new moon invocation. And then on the full moon, I burn, underneath that full moon, I go outside and I burn that piece of paper. And I let the ash release into the universe, because it burns those words into the universe's firewall forever. And under this Sagittarius energy tonight, Sag works with that mutable magic. I cannot tell you how magical. I'm trying to be very professional here, but to be honest with you, Sagittarius is one of the most magical signs. I might be biased because I'm a Pisces. Pisces is also co-ruled by Jupiter, traditionally ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is Sagittarius' ruling planet. Pisces is more so Neptune. But Pisces is a planetary sibling of Sagittarius. And, you know, being a mutable sign myself, I am aware of that magic, the mutable magic that takes place between mutable energies. You know, we go like this. The mutable signs make a cross over the karmic wheel of the zodiac. So we've got Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius. Another thing about Gemini and Sagittarius, because it is fair to talk about Gemini a bit too. The light of the sun is actually making this full moon possible. So yeah, Gemini and Sagittarius, if you haven't heard before, they are the portals. In my opinion, I totally agree. You can even find out where Gemini and Sagittarius are in your birth chart and see how that's a portal for you. It's strange. Gemini and Sagittarius do represent an energetic portal on our zodiac wheel. And the best way that I know how to explain that without completely losing some of you guys who are more rational thinking, the lower mind basically, even back in ancient times when some of the zodiac signs were switched around. For instance, Aquarius was the 7th house and Libra was the 11th house, I believe. Virgo was the 12th house. Pisces was the 6th house. It's actually a little bit more accurate. It's almost as if my soul can remember when the wheel was that way. But for some reason, things have been a bit switched around. I believe our universe has just kind of made an alternate universe, and it's a parallel universe. But either way it goes, for some reason Gemini and Sagittarius are always the 3rd and the 9th house, even back in the day when all these other signs were switched and Leo was the 1st house. I believe Aries was the 5th house. Makes so much sense. Yeah, but come to find out, Sagittarius was still the 9th house, Gemini was still the 3rd house. So they represent a portal that doesn't change. It's probably because our lower mind and our higher mind need to have a firm foundation, a firm portal. Because if you think about it, the lower mind and the higher mind have everything to do with everything. As above, so below, the heavenly realms, the earthly realms. Gemini does represent rationality. It represents the rational living. You know, it's the 3rd house of communication. And in order to have language, in order to have a structure of basic communication, you kind of have to be a rational thinking person, you know, to make any kind of sense to someone else. And it's so ironic because a lot of Geminis don't get credit for that. They don't get credit for how smoothly communicating. They're able to interchange conversation so quickly. That's the magic of Gemini. They're able to speak magic into different situations. People see it as distracted, right? A lot of people think Gemini is distracted and that they just ramble on. But as a Pisces, when a Gemini talks, I'm just completely feeling the magic. I'm like, wow, I hope everyone else is seeing this. And I don't think everyone does see it. So if you have a Gemini friend, or if you are a Gemini with a platform to speak, please continue to speak your magic, because it's the opposite sign, Sagittarius. It's the Sagittarius' responsibility to take those lower, and I don't even know why it's the lower mind, honestly, but I believe in the magic that happens between the lower mind and the higher mind. That's where the magic happens. If you've ever been around a Sagittarius and a Gemini, you are able to feel this portal. Like, it's like you have to choose, you know, whether you're going to access your lower mind or your higher mind in that situation. And the Gemini and the Sagittarius will definitely be, there's a certain energetic pull that happens there. So very, very interesting to have this opposition. I love taking note of all the oppositions, guys, and just what it might mean for us. So I definitely feel like these are completions and new beginnings with, you know, more of the low vibrational thoughts, because Mercury, you know, gets a lot of bad rep, but this is, just imagine all the thoughts and all the different forms of communication on this planet that happen throughout just a day. Mercury is in charge of all that. Mercury is in charge of making all that make sense. He's in charge of logically and rationally grounding all that. And, you know, there's about 4 retrogrades a year where a lot of us aren't feeling rational, aren't feeling logical, aren't feeling grounded in our thoughts. And thank goodness Mercury is in a comfortable sign like Taurus, because this is stable right now, you guys, and it's going to head into Gemini. So that's going to be really awesome when Mercury goes into its ruling, and it rules Virgo as well. Keep that in mind. But Virgo and Gemini, both mutable. It's because our thoughts change a lot. And then we have Jupiter being ruled by both mutable signs as well. So our beliefs and our communication, what we learn, what we speak, the reason why those are controlled by mutable energies is because it's literally magic. Words are magic, thoughts are magic, thoughts are powerful, words are powerful. The ability to learn something more about a situation, person, place, thing, circumstance, it's magic, okay? It's literally magic. What we learn, and you can even talk about memory and speech and which one comes first, you know what I mean? Because that's the mind, the higher learning, and then the speech, which is the more so lower vibration of our thoughts, you know what I mean? It's bringing up a lot here about consciousness and subconscious. I believe Mercury rules the conscious, which is why it rules Virgo and Gemini. And I believe Jupiter rules the almost like a higher consciousness, which is basically the subconscious when you put Pisces in the mix. So it's pretty cool, you guys. But back to this full moon. Well, the full moon has everything to do with that. A lot of us are going to be changing our mind and deciding to expand on something. You know, we've been in a kind of a lower vibration. Sometimes our mind can get stuck in a low vibration. You know, we think that this is all it's ever going to be. But then it rocket launches and it ascends through this portal, you know what I mean, to a higher education. We learn more. We get put in a situation that might be temporarily uncomfortable so that we can grow, so that we can expand, so that we can expand our beliefs, learn something more. It's almost like we're all philosophers at this point. The moon becomes a philosopher when it's full in Sagittarius. It literally looks like an investigator, like Sherlock Holmes or whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm not sure what the guy's name is, but the moon develops like a monocle or whatever, or the little hat that spies or investigators wear. The moon becomes very, very like a philosopher. So, guys, you know, this is a fire energy. Fire is very passionate, so there could be some changes going on within our passions. Our passion is like gasoline, right, for the soul. So, and it's very pure. Fire is very, very pure. I'm actually going to light this moon incense now that I'm thinking about it, because that's exactly what's missing at this point. So we got a full moon incense going on here. This is fire and air energy, you guys, because I'm about to start the tarot reading. So I just kind of wanted to get some energy flowing and going. But yeah, guys, I believe that some of us might be changing our minds. We might even be, you know, for those of you who are actually doing things to broaden your education, you might change your major or change some classes around or something like that, because this is going to bring new beginnings and completions, passionate ones. And I do believe that this is our soul ascending, you know, I really, really do. And our soul over the next few days is going to belong to this portal. This portal that once we come out of the end of it, which is going to be on June 15th when we come out of the new moon in Gemini, it's important that Gemini represents the rational mind, because when we move into Cancer season, it's almost like we needed that rationality to bring in a season like Cancer season. There's a reason why Gemini comes right before Cancer. Gemini is the 12th house of Cancer. And that's because Cancers are very, very psychic and emotional and otherworldly. The priestesses, okay? But their 12th house is very, very rational. So Cancers are actually very, very rational people, but they're just not considered as such because of how intuitive and how deep they are, you know what I mean? But before we move into that Cancer energy, we are going to be blessed by this new moon in Gemini, which is setting intentions for the future. But hopefully we'll have a chance to talk about that a bit more, you guys. So, to be honest, it's not exactly easy to explain such an energy like Sagittarius. especially for me, because I have Sagittarius in such interesting spots in my chart, like Pluto and Jupiter in my 12th house, my 11th house. So for me, it's all about connecting these energies with others. It's all about the collective and the conscious collective and the subconscious collective for me. For me, that is ruled by Sagittarius. So I do love speaking out about these energies and connecting as many people as I can. But you're really going to have to expand on these thoughts, you guys. It's basically our lower mind and our higher mind coming together. The awareness of that, the hidden awareness of that, the sun being the awareness, the moon being what's underneath what's underneath the surface. The sun is our consciousness, you guys. The moon is our subconscious, and they're together right now, opposite of each other, working together in each other's 7th house. So there's a relationship forming right now. Whichever way you think of it, there's a Gemini has a full moon in their 7th house. Sagittarius has the sun in their 7th house. So there's an awareness, there's a relationship forming between our awareness and our subconscious right now. Our conscious awareness and our subconscious awareness, that Jupiter is expanding and Mercury is basically grounding and rationalizing. So this is very magical. Like, this is so magical. And we're all, at best, we're all going to be learning something from this. We're definitely, you know, nothing goes through Sagittarius without teaching a lesson. It's like a teacher, you know what I mean? It's definitely an educator. It's a philosopher. Jupiter is a philosopher. I'm sorry, well, Jupiter, yes, but also just the 9th house. So the moon is in the 9th house, you guys. So this is about learning something about, maybe we learn more about the dark. You know, maybe some of us expand, and maybe some of us realize, wow, the dark isn't bad, the light isn't good. You know, maybe we learn more about our soul's purpose. Maybe we learn more about our journey or our path that we're walking. Maybe we learn more about how we communicate, or maybe some of us are traveling, whether it be sleep travel, whether it be traveling time travel. Time travel is huge here, okay? It does exist, you guys. Or maybe some of us are actually physically traveling. Maybe it's short distance, maybe it's long distance, but either way, the universe is very much teaching us lessons through this energy. It's definitely, the universe knows what's going on, and it's going to use this opportunity to passionately change and complete certain things for us. There's going to be passionate changes, passionate completions, and new beginnings in order to expand the subconscious, basically. This is our soul literally ascending. When there's a full moon in Sagittarius, our souls literally ascend. We've got God involved with this. We've got human. Because I think Gemini would be the human, and Sagittarius would be the more God consciousness. And that's why Sagittarius is literally a centaur. It's a half God and human. And Sagittarius is also the archer, you guys. So if anything, we definitely want to focus on this energy. Because to be an archer, Sagittarius isn't an archer that lets the bow go. Sagittarius is more so the energy that is just focusing the bow and arrow on something. If you really think about that, Sagittarius is just all about focus. And that's why Sagittarius has a lot of energy sometimes, and they actually have trouble focusing, and so does Gemini. It's because, you know, we're mutable. So it's not about focusing on one thing. It's about focusing on the bigger picture, especially because Jupiter is expanding everything. Jupiter could make a grain of salt seem like the Pacific Ocean. You know what I mean? Like, Jupiter could make the smallest of things be enlarged and become bigger and expanded and learn something more. You can learn, Jupiter says that you can learn something from everything. Every philosopher knows that. There's nothing that you can't expand on. There's nothing that you can't, it's a scientist energy. You know what I mean? It's an experimental energy. So we're really just experimenting, you guys. We're really just expanding on this experimenting, or this experimental energy. This is an adventure. This is an adventure through a portal. And it's basically free soul ascension, you know, like Sagittarius just does this. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the Sagittarius full moon. It definitely helps to know what house it is in for you. Like I mentioned, it's my 11th and my 12th house. Probably new beginnings in spirituality. Probably new beginnings in my subconscious for sure. Probably maybe new friends. It might have to do with my goals, my dreams, my community, groups of people. All these things, guys. So if you have any questions, you can comment below or message me personally about where Sagittarius energy is for you. But I am gonna go into the cards now, and I have a list here to tell you where these energies are happening. So we're gonna start with Aries. Let me give these a little bit of a shuffle first, but we're gonna start with Aries. And since Aries is the first house of the zodiac wheel, their 9th house is Sagittarius. So the ninth house of the universe is Sagittarius, but also the ninth house of Aries is Sagittarius. So hopefully that makes sense. Aries, this is happening in your ninth house, okay? So this means everything that it traditionally means. Everything that we just talked about. Ascension, expansion, learning, long distance travel. Some of you could be traveling around this time. So let's set the intent for an angel message for Aries. Let's see what is going on for Aries. And then you're a fire sign, Aries. Even though you're cardinal, you know, this is immutable. So this might compel you to take action towards change, since it's involving cardinal and immutable sign, right? So let's see what this Sagittarius full moon at the end of May is bringing Aries. Well, okay, so we had some cards fly out. And the bottom of the deck is currently Send Love. So I've gotten this card for Aries before, but I want to tell you what the card is that flew out. We've got Authority, Aries. So this is a really special card to come out for you, Aries, because you are the Emperor card in Tarot. And that card is often linked with authority. And, you know, emperors are in charge of entire empires. So Aries, you could very much be in a position of authority at your job or at something. So you want to take a look at where your authority lies right now, Aries. In your job, at your home, in your relationships. Self-authority is coming up here, but what this actual card talks about is the authority of others, and the fact that sometimes power is misused. So Aries, you might be learning a bit more about authority and how to maneuver it, how to actually, this is perfect for you. This is very cardinal energy. So you may be really stepping into your power with this full moon, learning more about, you know, and expanding more. So some of you, there could even be the expansion of authority. Like some of you could be moving up in your job. Maybe you're going to be responsible for a bit more. It's like this portal. So I did say that Gemini and Sagittarius is like a portal. And we've got this portal opening up here of light, and you're just kind of looking up at it. So I do believe that this is going to expand your awareness towards true authority. And unfortunately, Aries, that might involve you seeing other people and how they're not really behaving like authority figures. You know, so you might need to speak up, because this card comes out for people who are meant to change the way that authority is used on this planet. Our police officers, we see it every day, guys. We see certain people with privileges. This talks about people who are in a uniform, right? So Aries, over the next couple of weeks, with this influence over the full moon, I want you to picture yourself in a very nice suit or a very nice uniform, something that makes you, that carries a respect with it. Something that you would, some of you might actually want to wear this to like a job interview or something like that. But part of being an authority figure is moving and acting, talking and dressing like an authority figure. So for some of you, this might just mean, you know, dressing in your own way or something like that. But you're stepping into your authority, Aries. I'm channeling a lot here for you. But mostly this is just you becoming aware of how much authority you really do have as an emperor, as a cardinal fire sign, as the first sign of our universe. You are born with authority. Especially over self, especially over, you know, the things that you want to see happen in your life. You have authority over that, Aries, and no one else does. So some of you may be challenged by other authority figures. A lot of people like to challenge Aries. I don't know why. Like, what are you doing? Why are you poking this ram? They're going to literally ram you. And that's not to say you guys are aggressive. It's just you guys appreciate being in power. Power is coming up here. You guys appreciate being in power of what you do. You know, you don't really need a reason, or you don't like to ask permission. You're just someone, like if there's an Aries in a group, the Aries is probably going to just come with that energy of authority. You know, a lot of Aries I know, they don't even, it doesn't matter if they're 2 years old, I just look up to them. So it's about stepping into your authority, Aries, learning more about that. This Sagittarius full moon is going to expand and ascend you. You might, over the next 2 weeks, you may develop, some of you may be put in situations where you have to step up and be even more in charge and have more authority over your house, over what you're doing, over your money, over your finances, relationships. This is authority in a lot of different ways. And we have Send Love. Okay, so Aries probably needs a little bit more love right now as they're stepping into the true versions of themselves. And I truly do feel that you guys will be, you will find, by the new moon in Gemini, you will find yourself in a higher position of authority. But just be careful. And if anyone challenges your authority, Aries, just keep in mind that you want to just handle it with peace, handle it peacefully. You know, don't add fuel to the fire because you are fire, okay? So if there's anyone that, there is going to be people that challenge you over the next couple of weeks. I believe you guys deal with this all throughout your life anyway, so you're like, what's new? So if people challenge your authority, just take it as a test, take it as a challenge. Aries loves a good challenge, but don't dethrone yourself, okay? Don't step off your throne for a smaller peasant. I hate to say it like that, but there's going to be people that don't do their job as better than you, and they're not even higher up than you, and they're going to be trying to call the shots, and you guys don't like that. Little baby children, Aries, don't even like being told what to do. Step into your authority, Aries. You're learning more about that. You're expanding on that, okay? So that's the message I have for you. Very Aries. Very, very Aries. So that was in your 9th house. So learn about that, Aries. These cards, the intent of these messages is what is expanding for us. So for Aries, authority is expanding. And you can also learn from your authority right now. So let's see what's expanding for Taurus. What is expanding for Taurus? What can they learn from this Sagittarius full moon? And this is going to be in your 8th house, Taurus. So this is an 8th house full moon. So this is your opposite energy. You are the 2nd house. So the 8th house is opposite of where you truly stand, right? This is the house of shared resources. Taurus, you're the house of your own resources. So you might be learning a bit more about, you know, equal balance when it comes to the give and the take. You could be learning more about, maybe you're going to be expanding the resources that you share with others, or you're just learning from that. But also, the 8th house is the house of transformation. It's the house of sex and death and rebirth. So this is definitely going to spark some new beginnings for you, Taurus. There might be certain things, people, places, and things that die and stay dead, because it's all about what rises above the ashes, right? So let's see. Let's get a message here. That's just me kind of channeling about where this moon is happening for you. But let's see the angel message that wants to come out for you. Okay, Taurus, so we have acceptance. Okay, so this card, this is interesting, and this is seriously interesting, because when this card comes up, I always take a look at that object behind her, that celestial body. And it does look like a moon, but over a couple months ago, I started to think about how this looked like Mercury. So Taurus, I'm channeling something here for you. This is about Mercury being in your 1st house. And you see how she has those flowers on her head, right? So this is really accenting the crown chakra. Okay, this is about you learning more about Mercury, your lower mind. Even though this Sagittarius full moon is more about expanding the higher mind, well, Taurus, you have kind of a head start. You kind of have a head start with that. Sorry, I might have to shut my door in a minute, guys. But this is about accepting something mentally, Taurus. This full moon is going to expand your ability to accept things mentally, and that's what Mercury is already doing for you. And then we even have a bit of Jupiter coming through here with learn something new, and we have divine timing right underneath that, Taurus. So I believe that this moon symbolizes the divine timing for you to really test some waters with new things, right? Jupiter is all about the higher education. Jupiter is all about learning. It's almost as if Taurus has to accept something right now. It could be a person, place, or thing, situation, job. You're gonna know mentally, Taurus. You're enlightened right now with Mercury. Your lower mind is being enlightened, and Mercury's gonna be there for a couple more weeks, or at least another week. So this is about the mental acceptance of something before you can kind of expand and learn something new. And we've got this person here. This reminds me of the Temperance card, honestly, which is the Sagittarius card, because in Temperance we've got a lady who is on ground, but her foot one of her feet are in the water. So this reminds me about learning something new about your foundation, Taurus. Learn something new about your emotion, about spirituality. But you guys could be learning something new. It doesn't matter what you choose to learn something new, but you are going to be learning something new because of this full moon, I see. And it could even be something that is under the surface, like it could be hidden, because this is your 8th house. So there's a hidden acceptance coming through for Taurus. Like it has something to do with what you think under the surface, what you think, you know, almost like hidden thoughts that no one knows you have. There's something that you need to accept about that, okay? Also, Taurus, this could be a full moon behind you. So whether this is a full moon or Mercury, it does look very Mercury. The moon is not that color. So this, to me, especially with the flowers on her head, this is very Taurus. This is about you accepting something in order for your mind to grow. This is so Jupiter, so Mercury. So it's like your lower mind is being expanded by Jupiter, and your thoughts are just blossoming, Taurus. So if you're a Taurus watching this sun, moon, or rising, you really want to write down your thoughts. Mercury is using you for mental capacity right now. And if this is a full moon behind you, this is about something completing in your mind. Something, a new beginning of acceptance, a new beginning of learning something new about your mind, learning something new about your emotional thoughts, your logical thoughts, and the combination between those. That's lower and higher mind, as above, so below. So there is some sort of new beginning and completion in Taurus. I'm happy to say, and I'm happy to see that you're stepping into a place of acceptance. Accepting that learning something new is going to help you grow. Accepting that certain things are over and certain things are beginning. Just really seeing things from a different angle. Being very logical and smart because of the influence of Mercury. You're in a very powerful position, Taurus. And it's going to help you accept this journey. Okay, so this full moon is all about learning about acceptance, Taurus. Acceptance, I've always said acceptance is the key to life, literally. You know, some people just don't accept things. And if you don't accept things, then you feel like you can change them, right? And if you feel like you can change something, which is okay to feel like that with a mutable moon, but sometimes if you can't change something, then you just have to accept it. I think that if you just accept everything, accept. I feel like that puts you in a very, very smart position to just kind of move on and stop giving your energy to things that you can't change. So some of that might apply to you as well, Taurus. But acceptance is a beautiful energy to come up. I think you're going to be learning more about accepting. And I also think that accepting is going to expand you out to learn something new about acceptance. Okay? So that's all happening very under the surface with you, Taurus, in your 8th house of hidden intimacy. So Gemini, this is happening in your 7th house. This is the light of the sun from you shining on the moon tonight. Thank you for that, Gemini, for the awareness of our rational mind mixed with the higher knowledge of the subconscious moon in Sagittarius. So what is the message for Gemini? This is a pretty important moon for you. Happy birthday to all you, by the way. And then we had a card shot out when I said that. So we've got release and relax, Gemini. Release and relax. Bottom of the deck, we have nature. So it's almost as if you want to look to Mother Nature, right? The nature of the moon, the nature of the flowers, the nature of animals and plants and everything that surrounds us. There are messages there. There's lightning here, so I am feeling kind of a Uranian vibe, which is in your 12th house. Hello. So there's something about nature, Gemini. You might even want to get out more into nature if you're feeling a little bit closed in, especially when the sun is in Gemini. You really want to do some sun work, whether you're just letting the sun shine on you, if you're doing some sun gazing. So important for Gemini right now because the awareness is downloading through all of you, through your solar return. So the sun is kind of returning to you right now, Gemini. But with all that being said, the universe does want Gemini to relax and release. Maybe one of your twins need to relax while the other one can release something. In order to release, we do have to put ourselves in this calming, relaxing energy, right? You're not going to be able to release when you're feeling anxiety. So some of you may be feeling anxiety. I do know that anxiety is a symptom of a solar return because as the sun is the center of our universe, right? And it's ruled by Leo. So it's very powerful, you know, needless to say. And I know I always feel anxiety. Yes, maybe Gemini is different, but if there's some of you, you know how our birthdays come up, we're another year older. And I'm sorry, I just keep thinking somebody's here, but we're another year older and our consciousness is being re-downloaded and we've made a full circle around the sun and there's all this awareness expanding, right? So on our birthday, we like to go do things, and it's like we have this illusion that things have to go as they can. Make sure you're just relaxing and releasing. This is the best gift that you could give yourself this year. We've got a pretty intense year, Gemini. Your birthdays are happening under very intense squares and stuff like that. So, you know, just make sure that you're taking these energies and you're calming yourself, Gemini. Okay, make sure that you're calm because there's a lot that you need to release out into the universe, and we're all kind of counting on you to release this rational energy, to release this portal-like energy, right? Release and relax. You need to relax in order to release. You need to release in order to relax, right? You see how those kind of go hand in hand, right? So I feel like nature, getting out into nature, maybe doing some grounding work, which is walking barefoot on the ground, that might help you. Also breathing in for 4 seconds. breathing out for 4 seconds. That's how humans are actually supposed to breathe. And as an air sign, I cannot tell you how important breathing is to you, right? You're the mutable air sign. So your breath changes more than Libra and Aquarius, right? Geminis sometimes do have breathing problems. So you might want to do some breathing exercises. Something that I learned from the Peace Dealer, who's like one of my most favorite Geminis to watch, the Peace Dealer. You guys should check him out. He does this thing where you breathe in satisfaction. So when you're breathing in for 4 seconds, think about the energy, feel the energy of everything that satisfies you in your life, okay? And then when you breathe out for 4 seconds, breathe out gratitude for the satisfaction that you just consumed, right? It works magical wonders, okay? That is a tip from a Gemini. Hopefully Magic Mike does not mind me using that. So that's something that can help you guys release and relax. And I feel like really it's just nature, because there's a lot of power coming shooting down for you, Gemini. There's a lot of change happening in your 12th house for the next 7 years. I know Uranus is going to retrograde and move a little bit, but for the most part, we're going to have this electricity in your 12th house of subconscious. So you're getting, it's alive. Like Gemini is literally has Uranus in their 12th house. So that's going to be a little bit interesting. Also, since this moon is happening in your house of relationships and partnerships, just make sure that you're releasing and you're relaxing and meditating, Gemini. Do anything that causes you to be calm. Whatever you do to release, anything. Whatever you do to relax, some of you this is going to be taking a bath, some of you this is going to be smoking a joint. Whatever you do to relax, do it. Do it under this full moon. Because this just means that Gemini gets a free ride. Like when this card comes up, it's almost like you ain't got to do nothing, bro. Relax, release, relax, and release. You know, just chill, Gemini, because all you got to do is be you, because the sun is in your sign. So that's kind of good, right? All you have to do is just relax, get out into nature, release any negative energies, release anything negative in your mind. Also, Gemini, you're going to be learning more about how to relax more and release more. Maybe it has to do with a relationship. Some of you might be getting, maybe you're dealing with the heart chakra. Some of you guys might be maybe going through a breakup, or maybe you're dealing with blockages from the heart chakra. Well, that's something that you're going to need to release and relax. But these cards are all about what you can learn about, what's being expanded. So for Gemini, relaxing, and that's really good news, right? I would love for relaxation and release to be expanded in my life. You can actually learn more right now by relaxing your mind, Gemini. Get ready for Mercury to come into your sign, okay? But you need to be relaxed. All of you guys need to relax and release a lot of mental shit, so that Mercury can move comfortably into your sign, okay? Because that's going to be a game changer. So let's move on to Cancer. Hopefully that message helps you, Gemini. So Cancer, this is happening in your 6th house of lifestyle, okay? The Sagittarius full moon is all about the service that you do to others. It's all about, this is the house of Virgo, okay? But for you, it's ruled by Sagittarius. So this is the house of service to others. It could even be the house of work and job-related stuff. And it's the house of health, okay? So you're going to learn, this is being expanded for you, but we're going to get you an angel message to see what exactly you can learn from this Sagittarius full moon, and what's being expanded for Cancer, for the Sagittarius full moon at the end of May. Okay, we've got 2 coming out, which is fine. Bottom of the deck is relax and release. Some of you may be kind of conjoined with the Gemini energy. There's an underlying energy of what Gemini was. So we have, you are safe to love yourself. Wow, Cancer. We literally have that. You are safe to love yourself. You are safe. So some of you guys need this message here. And you know, Cancer, this is all about learning to love yourself. The Sagittarius full moon. So this might be coming up because some of you guys are going to love yourself more, love your body more, because you're going to maybe start eating differently. Maybe some of you guys are going to start exercising more, or sleeping differently, or cutting out anything that's toxic, because that is evidence that you love yourself. Loving yourself, part of loving yourself is getting rid of the people, places, and things that you know are bogging you down, that you know are a negative influence. I've always said that toxicity is so dangerous for water signs, because if you think about it, one little drop of poison in an ocean is enough to kill an entire species off, right? So since water signs, that we move into anything, we take the shape of our container, sometimes toxicity is our container. You don't want to take the shape of something toxic, especially you, Cancer, because you're opposite of Capricorn. Capricorn is better at those toxic things. Capricorn can endure more toxicity than any other zodiac sign. So with you being the opposite of that, it's important for you to take in the least amount of toxicity, because you are opposite of Capricorn. You are ruled by the moon. You're the most emotional sign, Cancer. So right now the universe wants you to know that it's okay to love yourself. You need to live a lifestyle that literally is a reflection of you loving yourself. So I want people to look at the lifestyle that Cancer is living and know before they even know their name that this person loves their self. So I want you to walk and move and breathe as a person who loves their self, because you're too sensitive to allow other people to change that at all, right? You are safe to love yourself. That is literally your message. So you're learning more about the safety within your own arms, Cancer. Some of you are single, some of you are heartbroken, some of you just feel alone like most water signs do. So this moon is all about your self-love expanding, because that's what this means. This is your self-love expanding. And also the people, places, and things that allow you to feel safe enough to do that. Because as water signs, our environment sometimes can change the outcome of our emotion and what we're doing. So I want you guys to put yourself in positions, jobs, places, living circumstances. It needs to be a reflection of how much you love yourself, and whether that's going to be based off of you, whether that's good or bad, okay? But Cancer, right now you can learn the most from self-love. I'm not sure why this is coming up, but you can learn the most from knowing that you are safe to love yourself. And like I said, this is happening in your 6th house, so you need to love yourself more than to be service to others. You're more important than what you have to offer to others right now. You love yourself more than that person, place, or thing that's been treating you wrong. Relax and release. Release anything that hasn't been showing you compassion. Release anything that hasn't been making you feel safe in your own skin, in your own arms, in your own soul and body, okay? Because you are safe to love yourself. So some of you guys are going to be changing your lifestyle. You're going to be living a more self-loving lifestyle. Maybe you're going to cut out certain things, that you're going to release certain things that are no longer safe for you. Okay, the only thing safe right now for Cancer for sure is that they're safe to love themselves, which we always are, right, Cancer? But sometimes we need a reminder. So your self-love is going to be expanding because of this 6th house full moon in Sagittarius. You're going to be learning more about, you know, how much you love yourself and how to better love yourself. You know, what are some things, what could you do more, Cancer? What could you change? What could you release right now in your life that would be a better indication to the universe that you love yourself? Because trust me, as a Pisces, I got this card for the whole month of June, loving myself. And what came up in the Pisces reading is that obviously before anyone else can love you, you have to love yourself. And that literally came up in the Pisces reading. So I know that that's true right now. You know, the energies of the universe has kind of changed. So Cancer, I believe that you are just preparing for your solar return. You're so sensitive. You know, you've got less than a month before the sun enters Cancer. Then we're going to have a new moon in Cancer, have a full moon in your 7th house. So before, there's going to be energy there is energy in your 7th house. Pluto and Mars and Saturn. Actually, Mars is moved into your 8th house. But we still got Saturn and Pluto in your house of 7th, which is your relationships. So Cancer is dealing with the death of relationships right now, and you're dealing with the karmic death of relationships. So some of you guys are just really isolated and feel alone, like no one loves you. When no one else loves you, Cancer, you are safe to love yourself. And you can release and relax about everything else, because it's almost your birthdays. You guys are going to be shining. You guys are ruled by the moon, okay? So you're going to be feeling this Sagittarius energy. You're probably going to turn into a little bit of a Sagittarius fire. But you can learn the most from loving yourself, Cancer, right now, which is just a beautiful message for such a kind, nurturing water sign. Cancer, you guys nurture other people. Divine timing. You guys nurture others so well. You put other people first so often. Just think about what could happen if you loved yourself as much as you loved others. Okay, I feel like you would benefit from that emotionally. You would benefit from that mentally. So love yourself, Cancer, and learn from that love. And then you're going to attract a love that loves you just like that. Leo. Okay, Leo. So, Leo, you're a fire sign. You're a fixed fire sign. So you're going to be feeling this fire energy as well. We had a card jump off of you right away. We have trust. Trust is coming out, Leo. So right now, this Sagittarius full moon is all about the expansion of trust. So some of you guys are going to be expanding your arms out, maybe trusting other people, trying to trust other people a little bit more. And don't worry, Leo, don't worry about how this is going to turn out, because, you know, you're going to learn from this experience, okay? This is also about trusting yourself, Leo. Trusting your ability to be stable throughout these energies, trusting the North Node right now, trusting your destiny, trusting that you're understood, because we do have you are understood. And some of you need to look through a situation and be careful not to lose yourself emotionally to the situations you're in, because if you look closely, you'll be able to see the good in it, right? So this is about trusting your inner light, all right? Look at this man and how he's holding this orb of light, right? So to me, that's either a soul or light or the moon. So this moon is all about trust. I believe that you are holding the trust of the moon. So some of you guys are trusting the fact that the universe understands that you need a new beginning right now. Some of you guys are trusting in the fact that, or you should be, trusting that the universe knows that certain things need to complete with Leo right now. But I think you need to turn, this is about, for some of you, this is about trusting other people. But what I'm really getting here, Leo, is that this is about trusting yourself. Trusting, what is up with this hair? I leave it to Leo to make me look at my hair. But yeah, you guys need to trust the fact that the universe understands you right now. You need to trust in your own intuition, because some of you guys are really picking up on things intuitively right now and you're not really sure. But it's because of the Sagittarius full moon. Okay, this full moon is happening in your 5th house. So this is about pleasure and fun and happiness and your inner child. For some of you, this is about a soulmate, because the 5th house is also about a soulmate. This is a pretty chill energy to have. Okay, having a Sagittarius 5th house on the wheel, I would trust it too. I would trust in Sagittarius energy right now to literally change any, and it's fire energy, Leo. This shot out as soon as I said fire. You can even see in the background of this card that it's kind of fiery, right? It looks like kind of like it's on fire. So trust in your own soul, Leo. Trust in your soul mission. Trust yourself to be guided and to learn what you need to learn right now. But trust is going to be expanded for you with this full moon. Maybe you're going to be trusting in your own happiness or trusting in yourself. There's some kind of risk that you might be taking, because when this card comes up, obviously it has the energy of faith, right? And keeping hope in a situation. Trust is a very interesting word. You know, it's trusting that things are going to be okay, that everything's going to work out, that everything's in divine order, that there's a higher source. So you really need to embody this trusting energy, Leo, and you can do some meditations to help you with that. You can literally say, I trust myself, I trust the universe, I trust in the divine power, I trust in my spirit guides. So whatever you trust, maybe you guys need to take out a piece of paper and write, I trust, I trust, I trust. I trust in A, I trust in B, I trust in C. You know, write a list of everything that you literally trust. And you are a fixed sign, Leo. So you are about stability, and sometimes the lack of trust, it can be the very problem. It can be the very thing about stability. You know, some of us don't trust in stability. Some of us don't trust that things are going to stabilize or that they're going to balance out. So it's up to you, Leo. I just feel like you could learn right now from trust. Some of you, if this trust is broken, that is also a lesson, okay? If your trust is betrayed by someone, please allow this full moon to complete that, and to start you somewhere else in a more trusting environment. Some of you are just literally following your own soul right now. Some of you are literally understood by your soul as well, because this came up for you, okay? And I believe this might have come up for you in June. So Leo, you could be feeling misunderstood and a little bit isolated right now, but it's only so that you can be in a position like this. Sometimes we're isolated and the universe puts us in a place where we're alone, so that we have no choice but to trust in our own strength, trust in our strength, trust in our own abilities, trust in our own self, in our own mind, okay? So this is all about trust for you, Leo. Okay, and for some of you, it's going to be the lack of trust that you're learning from, but trust is expanding in your life. This could mean that trustworthy people are, like by the law of attraction, people that are responsible and trustworthy could be entering your life. Okay, you also need to trust in the path of happiness that you're walking, because there is a bigger plan, I'm hearing, Leo. So you can learn the most from this full moon by accessing your trust. There's something that you're really going to need to trust, and it's going to be something that it's definitely a risk, you know what I mean? Trust is not easy. Once it's broken, it can never be repaired, you know what I mean? Not as, it's like a crinkled up piece of paper. It can never go back to perfect. So you just want to be careful with that, Leo. Some of you guys just need to have conversations with people about trust. Like, look, I just don't trust you anymore. Or some of you guys are going to be like, look, I trust you with this amount of money, or I trust you to watch my apartment for a month. I trust you to babysit my child. You know, trust, it's something that comes from the heart. So it is coming up for you, Leo, and I want you to learn more about trust over the next couple weeks. I want you guys to really take a step further when it comes to trusting something, okay? And we do have authority, so it could have to do with an Aries. But I know that this is fire energy, so let this mutable fire help stabilize you. Sometimes change is the very thing that helps us stabilize. Sometimes change is what we're missing. Sometimes we're missing, we don't feel stable, we feel stuck, we feel trapped, we feel like things aren't balanced, and then change happens, and then ironically, we feel more stable. So I have a card flying out as I'm talking about that, and I don't know if it was for Cancer or if it was for Leo, but we have dreams. So Cancer, Leo, this is for both of you, and this full moon, you can learn from your dreams. Some of you need to believe in yourself, and believe in the fact that you are having dreams that have messages in them, okay? But I don't know who that was for. It could be Cancer, but some of y'all could be learning from your dreams. Just like I said, the Sagittarius full moons, or people with Sagittarius moons, they learn. They have educated dreams, meaning that their dreams have visions in them. That's another thing about the 9th house, is that it's the house of vision. So a lot of us are going to be getting visions around this time. So Cancer... No, I'm sorry, Virgo. Why am I messing Virgo up lately? This is Virgo. So Virgo, you might have got that dream card. I'm not sure if that was for Leo or Virgo. But let's focus on Virgo energy and get you guys a proper angel message, shall we? Because you guys are the angels. So pull a card out for yourself, Virgo. What could Virgo learn? Now, the Virgo, this full moon, Sagittarius squares you, okay? So that can be kind of a harsh energy. You guys might want to look up squares in astrology, because the energies in squares, they kind of fight to express themselves, okay? So some of you Virgos could be fighting to express yourself, and I want you to know that that's because there's a full moon in your 4th house. So some of you could be fighting to express yourself emotionally right now, and I know that that's always a Virgo thing. Virgos have a tough time expressing their emotion, but you're going to have a tougher time than ever around a full moon in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius rules your 4th house of home. So there could be new beginnings and completions in your home right now, Virgo. People moving out, people moving in, you moving different areas to different cities, different apartments, different houses, moving. Okay, but this is about your roots. So this is about your family. This is about wherever you consider home, wherever you consider your foundation. Okay, so let's get you an angel message for all that. And I think that you can learn something from this Sagittarius full moon. I think that we all can. So let's see what's going to be expanded for Virgo with this Sagittarius full moon. Let's see what they can learn from this Sagittarius full moon. What can Virgo learn? Now, this is a very emotional moon for you, Virgo. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are feeling it, because 4th house moons, okay? So the new moon in Gemini is going to be in the Pisces 4th house. So, okay, Virgo, for sure. I'm not sure if you were watching, but when that dream card came out after I spoke to Leo, that was for you. Okay, so Virgo, you know, you guys... I don't know many Virgos that dream a lot, but when there's a full moon in your 4th house, you really want to pay attention to anything that happens subconsciously. You know, every full moon has a lot to do with dreams and subconscious. Our dreams are our subconscious's way of communicating. So you might want to learn something new about your dreams, Virgo. Now, this could be daydreaming. This could be dreaming when you're asleep. But this could also be the dreams you have for your life. You know, this could be the goals that you have, the different dreams and stuff like that, all right? But Virgo, you could, if you guys have any dreams from now until whenever, just know that this moon, it might be relaying messages to you, emotional messages through your subconscious, you know, whatever's weighing. Virgos think a lot. Okay, you guys are ruled by Mercury, so it's more about the lower mind, the communicated thoughts. But when we're talking about Sagittarius, these thoughts get expanded into different realms. So some of your thoughts could be relaying themselves to you in your dreams. You might get certain psychic messages. Now, your opposite sign is Pisces. So don't think that you guys aren't psychic. You guys are definitely psychic. You're definitely spiritual. Don't let Virgo fool you, and don't fool yourself, Virgo. So we have an underlying energy of dreams, okay? And I just feel like some of you guys are going to be getting very intuitive dreams. You might get visions about yourself or others. You guys might get visions about things going on in your life, but there is going to be something relayed to you in the dream realm, okay? Which I know Virgo doesn't spend much time in. But that card came out for you, and now it's at the bottom of the deck. But the card that came out for you is you are special, Virgo. Now, obviously, this card comes up for people who are in the need of a reminder of this. Someone who doesn't feel very unique or special or rare. But Virgo, you guys are the most pure. You guys are one of the most pure signs. You guys are the angels, the virgins of the zodiac. And I might be biased because I'm a Pisces, but I think Virgo is very special. I think Virgo's special. I even feel a different kind of special energy when I read your guys' tarot. You guys are literally the angels. So look at you guys. And look at this transforming butterfly. You guys have been cocooned and hermited for a while, but now you're ready to spread your wings and fly because the earth is doing better. So Virgo, you are very, very special. And obviously, you need to step into knowing this yourself and acknowledging this. I'm going to shut my door, Virgo. I'll be right back. Just so we don't have any interruptions there. But Virgo, this full moon, you could learn a lot from really stepping into your self-confidence, because this angel's head is hanging, you know what I mean? So I feel that Virgo is not really feeling really special lately. They're not really feeling like there's anything unique, or maybe you guys just need to be reminded of how special you actually are. You guys have very special talents. Maybe maybe you're special and you need to realize that and learn something new from your dreams, okay? You need to stay in that kind of place of just learning something new, okay? Because this is a higher education moon. And this is about you learning from your emotions, Virgo. Learning from your home environment. Learning from your foundation. Maybe learning from your family. Learning from your roots, okay? But learning also that you're special. And because you have special abilities, Virgo is able to analyze. Virgo is able to ground any energy. You guys are immutable energy, all right? So this is going to be special for you. It's special for Pisces and Gemini and Sagittarius because you're part of that mutable gang, okay? So you're special because you're mutable. You're special because you're magical. You're special because you're the virgin and the angels of the zodiac, Virgo. And I just feel like right now it's best for Virgo to learn that they're special, and that if there's anyone in your life that is treating you like the same old Jane or Joe, like, no, Virgo, all Virgos are very rare and they're loyal. Well, the high vibration of Virgos are very loyal and dedicated, and they treat others how people treat them. You guys can be kind of shut off sometimes and defensive, but it's going to take someone who truly knows you, Virgo, to know that you're just special and misunderstood as well. So I want you guys to say this with me and say that I am special. I am special. I am rare. I am unique. And you're special to the universe. All Virgos have a very special purpose in this world as well. So it could be that you're learning more about, because this message is all about what you can learn and what's going to expand. So as far as expansion goes, Virgo, you guys could really be expanding the areas of your life where you don't feel special. You know, the universe could just be throwing things at you, throwing people, places, and things at you that make you see, that literally force you to see how special you are. Okay, this is definitely a reminder of how special you are. This full moon is going to it's going to be emotional, probably because you're stepping into your uniqueness. And you might be really learning about this through some kind of dream or some kind of spiritual, you know, something like that, Virgo. But please, if you took anything from that message, just know that how special you are is transforming. And you're even becoming more special than what you naturally are, Virgo. You guys are very beautiful people. And you're way too hard on yourself. So the universe wanted to remind you that you are special and that you can learn the most from your emotions right now. You can learn the most from knowing that you're going through this differently than anybody else, okay? Because you're fucking going through a square, okay? So I know that there's this full moon is kind of squaring your emotions. You guys might be fighting to express your emotions right now. But even more so, this is about you learning from your emotional foundation and how to better express the way that you feel. All right, passionately. So there you go, Virgo. Let's move on to Libra. So we're starting the second half of the zodiac wheel. Libra, Sagittarius is your third house. So for you, since you're opposite of the universe, your third house is usually the ninth house. Your ninth house is opposite of the third house. So Sagittarius is opposite of Gemini, right? Gemini is usually the third house. But since you're Libra and you symbolize the balanced alternate universe, if everything was flipped, your third house is Sagittarius. So this full moon is an area of your chart that talks about short distance travel. It talks about the lower mind. It talks about communication and rational thought. So there could be some new beginnings and endings going on there, Libra, or some subconscious enlightenment going on about that. But we're going to see what your angel message is, especially because you are an archangel. So we'll see what card comes out for you as far as the full moon in Sagittarius, Libra. And what's being expanded for Libra? What could Libra learn from this full moon in Sagittarius in their third house? So you guys this could be an opportunity for you to learn more about communication, which is awesome for an air sign. Okay, so we do have an air season. Gemini season is probably helping you with your thoughts, helping you with your communication. But this Sagittarius full moon is really going to show Libra more about their communication, more about short distance travel and their higher mind mixed with their lower mind. It's like balancing the two out for you, Libra. Some of your lower thoughts and how you can transform and balance those into higher educated thoughts. Perfect for an air sign, but let's see what the angels have to say. What is Libra learning from this full moon in Sagittarius? Okay, so Libra, bottom of the deck, we have looked through the situation. So we have a lot about sight with you, Libra. It's interesting because Sagittarius is all about sight and looking and seeing, okay? And the full moon is all about reflection because we have the moon reflecting the light of the sun, right? So we have a very interesting card coming up for you, which is self-reflection, Libra. So this moon is all about you self-reflecting, taking a very strong, hard look in the mirror, realizing, reflecting, and reanalyzing who it is that you are, Libra. This is all about self-reflecting. Maybe you're self-reflecting on the way you communicate. Maybe you're self-reflecting on the way that you speak and use your throat chakra, some of the words that you've said. But I feel like you're just self-reflecting on the balance in your life, self-reflecting on your purpose. This could be a lot of different things, but either way, right now the answer is within you. Okay, it's all about looking yourself in the mirror and seeing what it is that you can do, what it is that you can change. Okay, as a cardinal sign, what it is that you can do. And this mutable energy is saying, asking you to self-reflect on what you can change. So this is your third house of communication. So self-reflecting on conversations that you've had, Libra, and that you will have over the next 2 weeks, looking through the situation. So since we have self-reflection and look through the situation, this card talks about someone who is in an emotional situation, but they just need to take a closer look at the good that's around them, right? So this is about taking a closer look at yourself, Libra, looking through the situation and self-reflecting on the situation that you're in. All of you are going to be in different situations probably because there's a lot of different Libras watching. But I don't care where you are or what you're doing or what kind of Libra, what you're going through. The universe is pretty clear right now that if you're a Libra, you really want to take some time between now and the Gemini new moon to self-reflect. So there might be certain things about you that is completing and that there's new beginnings and endings about you that you need to self-reflect on. What do you want to see complete, Libra? What do you want to see start new? What beginnings are you after? What endings are you after? And you need to self-reflect to figure that out. You need to self-reflect on the way that you communicate with others and the words that you say, whether they be good or bad. They're very powerful, especially when you're going through a third house full moon. This is about never saying certain things again or never speaking or communicating with certain individuals, people, places, and things again. But this is about what you can learn from. So right now, Libra, maybe there's something off balance with you that only self-reflection can help with, right? I feel like you could learn the most by self-reflecting, Libra. Like, this reminds me of the Hermit card. It reminds me of like soul searching, because a lot of us, we've been there, right? All of us have been there where we've tried everything under the sun. We have tried everything, but what winds up ultimately helping us is the moment where we just accept and where we just look ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, this is me. I need to really this is a very sign of maturity. Because some people never self-reflect. Some people go through life and they're so good at telling other people what they do wrong. But it takes a strong person. It takes someone very smart and mentally stable to be a big enough person to self-reflect on what they bring to the situation. This is not a bad thing. This is about you really coming to terms with what you have to offer this job, this person, this place, this living situation, this conversation. Libra, there's something that only you're going to be able to tell yourself right now. Other people reflect on us all the time. They judge us, they look at us, they stare at us, but there's something magical when you look yourself in the mirror. Okay, it's like a portal of self. And especially as a dual sign, you know, Libra, you are a dual sign just like Gemini, just like Pisces. So you got these two opposite sides of you that you always want to balance out, right? So I feel like looking through the situation of through self-reflection, seeing the good and the bad that you do, being that balanced Libra that you are, but just taking an honest look in the mirror. And what do you see, Libra? So I challenge you to take a look in the mirror over this Sagittarius moon, because there's going to be some passionate changes that come to mind that you want to make, whether they be changes in your attitude, changes in your aura, changes in your energy, just things that just self-reflect, Libra, and you'd be surprised the terms that you create, or the answers that you come across, okay? Because it's about self-reflection, and for some reason there's something there waiting for you. You just got to look through the situation, look through who you are and your involvement in the situation, Libra, and then communicate. So before you communicate right now, Libra, make sure you're self-reflecting, not so quick to tell other people what they're doing or anything like that. And also, this moon is all about expansion and higher learning. So right now, you can learn the most from yourself, Libra. You can learn the most by reflecting on oneself, and also your self-reflection is going to be expanded. So don't be surprised if you're resisting that mirror, that other people become mirrors for you. Like, other people might be pointing out your flaws a lot more to you, because the universe just really wants Libra to see things in retrospection right now. The universe really wants Libra to see things like you almost want to consider yourself an outsider in your own body, like you're a visitor in your own skin. That's the best way to self-reflect, is to detach yourself from who you are, so that way you can take an honest look at that. And, you know, look through the situation came up for Taurus, and so did acceptance. So we've got some Taurus and Libra action going on. It could have something to do with Venus, because you guys are both ruled by Venus. And we have some friendship and acceptance. Some of you guys need to accept that someone's just your friend. Now, this could also be coming out for Scorpio, which would have been very interesting, because Scorpio and Taurus are opposite, and we've got that Jupiter-Mercury. So let's move into Scorpio energy and shift that going on, because we kind of had a jumper there. So Scorpio, if you're listening, we did have the card acceptance come out for you, but it was coming out while I was still talking to Libra. So if it comes out again, that's your card. But I just thought it was interesting because your opposite sign, Taurus, got acceptance, okay? So there is something that we all need to accept on a mental level right now, and also on a Jupiterian level. There's something that we need to accept with our lower minds and our higher minds. So Scorpio, this Sagittarius full moon, you had a full moon last month. So you went through the first house initiation. Now you go through the second house initiation. Then you go through the third house. Then you go through the fourth house. So the moon is just moving over and moving over and moving over. And it has moved into your second house. So now that the moon has done what it needs to do with Scorpio energy, now the moon is focusing on what it is that you possess, what your values are, what it is that you have, what are your resources. But this is all about you, Scorpio, not others. And I say that because Scorpio is the opposite of the second house. You are the 8th house, and you're more about shared resources, shared values, shared finances, and transformation. But this is going opposite of that energy, focusing on your values, your resources, what it is that you have as far as, you know, the tools that you came here with. So let's see what the angels have to say to Scorpio about this second house full moon. Ooh, I almost had acceptance come out again. So there's definitely some Taurus energy. But we had 2 cards come out for you, Scorpio. And we have Relax and Release and the Archangel Metatron. So let's go with Archangel Metatron first. Because this is the first angel card that has come out. So Scorpio, you get this hair is in my mouth. You get the Archangel Metatron, which is a Virgo energy. Some of you may be dealing with a significant Virgo energy. But Archangel Metatron is an angel that you can call on, especially when you're on the beginning of a spiritual journey. And Scorpio, you did have that full moon last month in your sign. And to me, full moons initiate the sign that it's in. So that Scorpio full moon was definitely a subconscious upgrade. And so that would be considered a spiritual journey. And just for those of you who are interested, if you work with Archangel Metatron energies, you guys can look up certain things about Archangel Metatron. You never know if there'll be something there for you. So we have this archangel present for you to protect you. Sometimes I call on certain archangels and I'll literally say their name, like, okay, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please stand by me while I'm in this situation because I feel like I'm being attacked. So you can call on this angel for anything. And we also have Relax and Release. So there's some Gemini Scorpio energy going on right now. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Maybe you guys are having some rough energy. And you guys are both being told to relax and release, okay? So Scorpio, you can learn the most right now from a new spiritual journey is what I'm gathering. From starting a new spiritual journey, there's going to be a new spiritual journey expanded. And also you can learn the most, just like Gemini, from relaxing and releasing throughout this. You've already had your full moon. You know what I mean? You have Jupiter in your sign, so which is the luckiest, biggest planet that we have. But this is about your resources. So, you know, some of you might be stressed out a bit by something financial. Some of you guys could be stressed out about how in the hell you're going to do all this, because sometimes when we go through second house energy, we feel very stressed out. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because there's something stressful about feeling like this is all mine, because it's a responsibility. So this is all mine. I'm responsible for all this. The second house is about what is yours, what your resources are. And when you're responsible for your own resources, sometimes it can get a little bit stressful. Like, how am I going to make all this money? How am I going to pay this rent? How am I going to do all this? Is you stand alone in the second house. That's why it's right after the first house. You go from being yourself to being yourself with things that you own. So it's the energy of just really being alone. Since this is happening in your second house, I know that there's going to be certain financial situations and certain values and stuff like that that are completing and beginning. So there might be new money, old money. This might complete some kind of maybe you used to share money with someone and now you're just all on your own. Okay, so some of you guys are really forming your life around that, but this is a new spiritual journey of your own worth. So for me, the Sagittarius full moon is expanding your value. It's expanding your worth. It's expanding, you know, what it is that Scorpio has on their own. Because Scorpios, a lot of the time, because you guys are the 8th house, some of your resources get shared out. You get mooched off of, you know what I mean? And I know that to be true. Scorpios really do get mooched off of. So you want to just kind of relax and release and trust in the fact that this full moon is going to complete certain things in your second house of value that were no longer serving you. So if there's people, places, and things around you that are causing you stress, that are causing you not to be able to release and relax on this new spiritual journey, then the full moon is going to complete them and start you on a new beginning spiritually. Okay, I do see a new beginning spiritually coming for Scorpio, and it's a journey of worth and value. You're going to be, maybe some of you are going to be really put in situations where you have more resources than you ever have before, more money, more finances. This is about finances and money. Okay, and some of you really are worried about something financial. You're worried about not having the resources that you need for something in your future, but you do, Scorpio. So just relax and release. This comes up when the angels got it all under control. This came up for Gemini, okay? So just know that you are linked to this somehow. You are linked to this somehow. Don't worry on this new spiritual journey. There's some things getting changed around with this mutable energy, but you're going to be fine. For you, it's time to create. Some of you Scorpios watching are artists. Some of you guys are protecting yourself, or you've been shielding yourself from creativity that you know, it could be people, places, or things. But be careful not to shield something that is going to start you creatively, because you are safe. So we have you are safe and shielding, Scorpio. So these are two opposite energies. Scorpio never feels safe. Scorpio is in a part of our zodiac wheel that you guys just see things that are hidden. So you can feel hidden aggression from people. You can feel the ulterior motives from people because you're able to see their darkness. But there's something here about shielding yourself and from the time to create. But you are safe to shield yourself. You are very safe because the angels are protecting you here. And then we have you are safe, which is the same card that Cancer got. So we've got some water sign safety going on here. We do have that water trine happening, guys. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. There's going to be a water trine forming at the beginning of June, and we are going to be hella protected because of that. So literally time to create, Scorpio. Relax and release. And we got the Archangel Metatron too, because some of you guys are starting a new beginning with some kind of creativity, some kind of artwork. But in order to release yourself through art, you know, I mean, in order to be this woman, you know, have you ever seen an artist try to paint when they're stressed out? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of those paintings are beautiful, but right now, Scorpio, it's time to step into a creative journey of spirituality and to just relax more. I'm feeling tense in that some of you guys have been stressed out about certain earthly things. Don't fret. It's just because you have a second house full moon. But this energy is going to pass, and it's going to go into your third house next month of Capricorn. So you can learn the most from relaxation right now, Scorpio, from literally just doing nothing but things that relax your mind, and also just releasing things out into the universe, literally. And then we have self-reflection. So I'm not sure if this was for Sagittarius or if this was for Libra, okay? But Scorpio, this might be a message for you as well, and ask for a sign. So let's focus on Sagittarius energy now so that we can give them a very special message as well. So Sagittarius, this is a full moon in your first house, buddy. And I know you guys are pretty magical, and this is gonna, no one is gonna experience this like you. No one is gonna, there is no moon like a Sagittarius full moon, because you guys are the 9th house. So you guys learn the most from things that come into your own house. You're in my house now is what I just heard. That's what you need to say, is you're in my house now. So you are going to be educating the moon. Hey moon, let's take a seat. Let me tell you a few things about what's been going on. You're finally here, I'm hearing. So Sag has just been kind of waiting for this subconscious journey. You know, it's not that you guys are afraid. You're just, it's a weird energy to explain. It's not fear. It's just a little bit of unsureness. Like, but at the same time, there's this energy that's available for you guys. And the card coming out we have is expression, which is, I can't even think of a better fire sign word or card to come out. And like I said, it's not, remember how I was explaining that it's not fear, it's just a little bit of unsureness. Well, now we have the card coming out where the woman on the card literally looks like she's shy. It looks like she's shielding herself a little bit. She looks a little bit hesitant to express herself. But Sagittarius, there is no better time in the actual world of this dimension to express yourself than right now. Because over the next 2 weeks, especially under Gemini season, you're just a part of this energy. And you really want to make sure you're expressing yourself and that you're not using this umbrella, this energetic umbrella to hide anything about you. The universe is literally counting on you to be the energy of expression. So the moon can, the more you express yourself, Sagittarius, the more, the moon is going to be able to express herself using your energy. So it really is time to express what you feel, what you think, what you want to do, what you want to change, Sagittarius. Express your subconscious, express what's way deep in there. Because the moon is going to really bring up, it's going to enlighten. That's the thing about having a full moon in your sign, is that everyone else feels it subconsciously, but you feel it. You feel the light of it because your opposite sign, the light is coming from it. So nobody feels Gemini like you do, Sagittarius. And some of you are just in situations where you need to express yourself because this is happening in your first house of self, right? So Sagittarius, what is it that you need to express? What is it that you've been hiding under that umbrella? What is it that you feel a little bit unsure about? Some of you are trying to express your love to a partner or a relationship because the sun is in your 7th house. Some of you are just trying to express what you feel, what you think, what it is that you want to do, what you want to change. I'm not sure how this is going to relate to all of you, but expression is coming up here because, you know, I hate to say it, but I don't feel like Sagittarius has been expressing themselves as much as they should, and the full moon is going to come into your sign and ask you to express your soul to the universe. So some of you just need to write or find some kind of outlet of expression, whether it be art or, you know, it could also be writing stories or just writing out your thoughts if you don't have a trusted person to talk to. But I do feel the need to show you this card. This is the bottom of your deck, and it's manifestation. And then we have you already know, Sagittarius. This comes out for you guys all the time. The you already know card comes out for Sagittarius all the time, and it's because you guys are literally psychic and magical. And you're very expansive. So when you're the most expansive sign, when you rule the 9th house of higher education, well, there's a lot that you already know, Sagittarius. So it's kind of interesting that I've been talking to all the zodiac signs about what they can learn and what can be expanded for them. But with Sagittarius, the message is that they already know. They already know everything that I'm saying. You guys already know a lot of this stuff, right? And you already know that this is all about divine timing. There's something that you already know about divine timing, Sagittarius, and the fact that you're going to need to be patient, even though you might feel alone, because we have literally divine timing and then patience. So you already know that there's divine timing. You already know that certain things happen when they're meant to, right? So you're going to have to stay patient for something. We've got all these messages coming out for you, Sagittarius, and that's okay because this is your full moon, and I know that you guys are the sign of sight. So you're going to be seeing a lot more. You're going to be expressing a lot more. If you want to know what this moon is expanding for you, it's going to be expanding the way that you express yourself. After this full moon goes in to Sagittarius to Capricorn, when the moon moves into Capricorn in a day or so, you guys are going to be stepping into a completely different version of yourself because that's what the full moon does, but it does it differently based on the sign, right? So with you, all about learning, all about expansion, right? So the way you express yourself, you're going to be expressing yourself in a way more expansive way, in a way more passionate. You're going to be expressing things about you that have been hidden way deep. Only the moon could discover them. The moon pulls out things in our soul. So this could be shit from a past life. This could be stuff that, you know, I know you already know, Sagittarius, but there is certain things that you don't know as well. And sometimes this is the expression of you already know. So you already know what you need to express. You already know what it is that you haven't been expressing, right? But the moon does, maybe you do already know that there's certain things way hidden deep in your soul, right? You guys have Scorpio as your 12th house. So you guys hide things in your 12th house. You guys hide things in your soul. But it's time to release that and express, you know, things that you've been keeping in for a very long time. So this is what you can learn from Sagittarius. If you guys want to learn something more about the way you express yourself, because as a fire sign, expression is so important for you guys. Fire is expression and passion. So it's expressing yourself passionately, and then underlying energy is manifest. So you're also learning how to manifest. You're learning more about the expansion of what you can, and how you can manifest the expansion, how you can manifest light from anything, Sagittarius. This moon is literally a portal. So I want you to know that over the next couple of weeks, you guys will always, this is true, but especially over the next couple of weeks, there's something that you already know you need to manifest, something that isn't quite in reach, something that you have to wait for divine. It's almost like a loophole. Like, yes, divine timing. Yes, you have to be patient, but you can still manifest, Sagittarius. If you want to manifest yourself a sandwich, you can do that. If you want to manifest yourself a new job or a new relationship or a new living situation, I want you guys to know that this light can symbolize anything for you. But you are being asked to step up to the expression plate, because for you as a fire sign, as a mutable fire sign, you need to express the changes going on within you, Sagittarius. Because in order to manifest, you have to express yourself honestly to the universe. This man looks like this is an expression. He's expressing his magic through manifestation. Because he already knows who he is. He already knows what he needs to express. He already knows that he has divine timing on his side, right? So the better you express yourself to the people, to the universe, to people, places, and things around you, Sagittarius, the better you're going to be able to manifest. Sagittarius is manifesting through the expression of the moon right now, through the expression of their emotions, through the expression of their thoughts. For some reason, Sagittarius, manifestation and expression are linked. And I really hope that you know what I mean. I really hope that you already know what this means, because I'm getting very, very cool messages here about expression and manifestation. So some of you guys need to express yourself before you manifest something. Some of you guys are going to be manifesting a new way to express yourself. Maybe you're going to pick up a new art habit, or maybe you're going to start dressing a little bit differently. But I want you guys to think and reflect on how you express yourself and how that can change, how you can expand on that, how you can learn more about something you think you already know. Okay, so that's what's going on for you, Sagittarius, for this full moon. It's all about the expression of yourself, which makes a lot of sense. And you are special, just like Virgo. Virgo got that card. So it makes sense that this full moon is all about expression for you, Sagittarius. There might be certain things that complete and begin about that expression. Now, I'm not sure if this is for Capricorn or not, but we do have shielding. So this is kind of coming up between, this is the Sagittarius and Capricorn cusp. So shielding comes up when you need to protect yourself, and we have you are safe again. So you are safe. To Sagittarius, you are safe to express yourself. You don't have to shield yourself or protect yourself anymore. You are safe. So I'm not sure if that was for Capricorn or not, but we did have shielding come out for you, Capricorn, as well. So some of you guys could just really be in a defensive mode right now, really trying to protect yourself from people, places, and things around you, trying to stay on top, trying to stay protected, you know, trying to stay within the light. So let's see what's going on for Capricorn. This full moon is in your 12th house, guys. And I always get passionate when I talk about 12th house moons, because the moon is comfortable in the 12th house. It's the most powerful. Now, I'm a Capricorn rising, and I too have this full moon in my 12th house. So I just want to make sure that you guys know that I understand what's going on, because I feel I'm definitely kind of a Capricorn too. Capricorn is my first house, and Sagittarius is my 12th house. So Capricorn risings listening, and Capricorn suns and moons, this is a 12th house energy. Okay, the moon is a subconscious force. The 12th house is a subconscious force. So you could be learning more about the subconscious thoughts that you have, or things that you need to release, things that you need to sacrifice right now. It could be very emotional. You could be learning something spiritual. Some of you guys are really wanting to expand on your spirituality because of this moon. The 12th house is all about spirituality. It's all about the subconscious, okay? So you could be learning and maybe your subconscious is expanding. So I want you guys to definitely pay attention to your dreams around this, because dreams get very strange when the moon is in somebody's 12th house. But let's get an angel message for Capricorn. Can't forget that Capricorns are archangels as well. One of the first archangels, actually. So let's get you guys a message for this 12th house Sagittarius full moon. What is it that Capricorn can learn? What is it that is expanding for Capricorn? Now you guys have to get ready, because in less than a month there's going to be a full moon in your guys' first house. So the Capricorn full moon next month, at the end of the month, June 29th, is going to be literally a month away. And a month from now is the Capricorn full moon. So before the full moon can be full in your sign, the full moon has to be full behind you in your 12th house. First the subconscious, then the conscious. So let's see what you can learn and expand on right now, Capricorn, because of this Sagittarius full moon at the end of May. What is the message for Capricorn? Let's get an angel message for Capricorn. What is it that Capricorn can learn the most from? What is it that Capricorn is expanding on? So, okay, perfect. So Capricorn, the card that came out for you is physical outlet. You are a very physical being, okay? Very physical being. This card comes up for people who have been holding way too much in, and you need something, some kind of earthy, logical way to create a physical outlet. So this could be exercising, this could be getting out into nature, this could be taking walks, this could be writing, coloring, drawing, music, poetry, story writing, arts. Okay, there's something, maybe some of you need to go out and garden, but you need to take something that you've been feeling inside under the surface, right? This is the 12th house full moon. So when we're dealing with the 12th house, a lot of these energies are under the surface. They're very hidden. They're very subconscious. Maybe you've been having dreams about certain stuff. Okay, but this is about taking what you feel at a subconscious level and grounding it and transforming the energy into something physical. So for example, if you've been feeling anxiety, or if you've been feeling fear or sadness or any kind of emotion like that, and let's not keep it negative, some of you guys have been feeling really happy under the surface. Either way, whatever you've been feeling under the surface, you need to free up your subconscious, Capricorn. Now, you guys are the devil card in tarot, right? So I feel that Capricorn is one of the best signs at handling subconscious toxicity. But the problem with that is you're so good at handling toxicity, Capricorn, that you stay around it for long. You stay in home situations that you don't belong in. You stay with people, places, and things that are actually toxic for you, but because you're good at it, you stay at it, right? This happens all the time in your guys' jobs. Even though it's toxic, what's going on, even though they're calling you in and you're not getting paid enough, you know, you have a lot of integrity, Capricorn, but that integrity goes out the window when you're battling something toxic because of the devil card. So Capricorns last longer in codependent situations. Capricorns last longer with addictions and toxicity because it doesn't have as strong as an effect on you. So that could be a very bad thing. So some of you guys are in situations where you're just in need of a physical outlet. I feel a bunch of energy in me that needs to get out of me. That's what this card is telling me. And we also have an underlying energy of apologize. And we have the Mother Mary, which came out for Capricorn in my June video. So this is the mother of all angels. Some of you need to apologize to your mother. Some of you guys may be receiving an apology from a mother figure. This doesn't have to be your actual birth mother. It could be a sister or a friend or just someone who's a mother figure to you. But we have apologize. So this is about being the bigger person. You know, this is about apologizing. Some of you, there's an echo of an apology around you. Some of you are waiting to get an apology. Some of you are about to apologize to somebody. So you might be getting this apology. Some of you might be giving this apology. Sometimes we just need to apologize for, you know, anything that we could have done wrong in a situation. You know, it's not about being wrong or actually, well, I don't need to apologize. What did I do wrong? It's just a very humble thing to kind of apologize sometimes for whatever we did to contribute to a situation. Sometimes we need to apologize to the universe, or sometimes we just need to apologize. You know, it's an apologetic energy, Capricorn, and I believe all of you are going to be, it's going to be different. But what I'm feeling with this is a healing energy. I feel like that this apology is going to heal you guys. Some of you guys are going to be apologizing for walking away. Some of you guys may have gotten physical with a person before. Some of you guys have been being used as a physical outlet. Sometimes people can use us as physical outlets. And so that person, place, or thing needs to be apologetic with you, Capricorn. And for those of you who are apologizing, there's just an energy here of I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I have to do this, but like some of you are walking away or something. Some of you need a different physical outlet can be where you live. Remember, this is your 12th house, so there's a subconscious apology. Maybe some of you guys need to apologize to yourself. Because the really weird thing about an apology is that sometimes it's not for the other person. Sometimes it's for us so that we can heal and so that we can move on. So some of you, this apology is going to be your physical outlet to actually get your physical environment moving. After you apologize, you're going to be able to move on and leave this person, place, or thing. But either way, Capricorn, there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of unseen energy that would really benefit for you to get it all on paper. Or it would really benefit for you to get it into a song or get it into a picture that you draw. Or punch it out into a scream or get a punching bag or go run a mile. You guys are very physical people. And you guys are the mountain goat. Capricorn, right now the mountain that you're climbing is a very emotional one. It's one that you can't see. It's one that's less ambitious feeling for you. So the need for a physical outlet is coming up. Some of you guys need to go out partying. You need to go dance. Just be careful not to use alcohol and drugs as a physical outlet, okay? Because that could happen with 12th house moons. I want you guys to just keep it as physical as you can. Physical writing, physical conversations. Please don't fight. Please don't actually like fight violently and use that as a physical outlet, because some people do. Unless you're like boxing professionally, then that's different. But some of you Capricorns are in desperate need to get something in a more physical way. As an earth sign, you guys are more physical, and you guys are the cardinal earth sign. So it's about physical action. So that's still, fighting is coming up. Physical action, and that's like violence. So just be careful. Some of you guys got very physical with someone, or someone got physical with you, and there's an apology that you need. I'm not sure there, guys, but I just feel like the overall message is a physical outlet. Now remember, you need a physical outlet for your subconscious is what it is. Whatever is up here that you've been thinking about for months, and no one knows about it, you've just been thinking about it, have no one to talk to about it, create a physical outlet for it. Read a book, write a story, write a poem, write an apology. Some of you guys are going to be writing apologies through letter form. Whatever it is, Capricorn, you guys need a physical outlet. Start a hobby or just dedicate yourself to something in the name of what's in your subconscious. Now remember, this moon is all about learning and expansion. So there's going to be different physical outlets that expand to you. And what this physical outlet means is there's going to be something physical that comes into your life that is somehow a release to you. And hopefully it's not a manipulative way. Hopefully this is a really nice person that comes in that's a new friend. Hopefully it's a new job that allows you to physically outlet the frustrations of your old job. But whatever it is, it's very physical, so it's very earth and logical, and it's going to be an outlet for you. Maybe this is a very someone that comes along that is able to talk to you and be there for you about everything going on, because right now it's time for you to prepare for Cancer season. Cancer is your opposite zodiac sign. That means you're going to have a full moon in your first house. You definitely don't want all that heavy subconscious energy there, Capricorn, when that full moon comes in your first house, okay? So learn from a physical outlet, whether it be writing or drawing or coloring or singing or music or whatever it is, Capricorn. You guys should be good at determining what's a good physical outlet for yourself. You need a physical outlet for your subconscious so that you can learn the most from that. And the good thing is these physical outlets are going to be expanding so that you can learn from them. Okay, and maybe it's a spiritual physical outlet like prayer or meditation. That would be very good for you guys right now. So let's move on into Aquarius. Aquarius, this is happening in your 11th house, because Capricorn is your 12th house, Sagittarius is your 11th house, yes. So this is happening in your 11th house, Aquarius. So that's pretty interesting, Aquarius. You are the 11th house, so you're very used to these energies. Sagittarius represents the same energy that you represent for yourself, which is friends, groups, community, the humanitarian, but also your goals, your you know, your dreams, things like that. Aquarius, the 11th house also rules that. It's almost like the dreams of a community. So it's like, if you do have a dream, Aquarius, it's a pretty collective one, because this is the 11th house is all about groups. So whatever goes into the 11th house, it multiplies, and it becomes, even if there's only one thing in the 11th house, it's looked at as a collective, it's looked at as a group, because that's what you symbolize, Aquarius. It's all about all becoming one, right, with Aquarius, and being a humanitarian. So you're going to be learning more about that energy. That could be expanding. Some of you guys, your communities are expanding. And it's interesting that I say that, because you are not alone comes out, meaning that Aquarius, the 11th, you can never be alone in the 11th house. And that might be why it feels so weird to be an Aquarius that feels alienated, because energetically you can feel that there's so much going on around you. Energetically, you represent a house that you cannot be alone in, which is interesting, because you are alone in the 12th house and you are relatively alone in the 1st house. But in the 11th house, that's when there's a community of energy around you. So the universe, to me, through me right now, is really telling you that this moon is about learning more about the fact that you're not alone. Learning that even if you are alone, like this angel is, look at all the stars and the collective dusk and cosmic gas that is around her. This is magical. So the fact that you have Sagittarius as your 11th house, Aquarius, it just expands your 11th house. If you've ever wondered why you are so powerful as the 11th house, it's because your 11th house is Sagittarius, which is expansive. You learn the most from the 11th house energy, because Sagittarius is all about higher knowledge. So based off of the zodiac wheel, Aquarius is just born with a higher knowledge of the 11th house, because Sagittarius expands that for them. Some of you may have Sagittarius energy watching this, but you are definitely not alone. And you know, you're going to be expanding on this. And to me, the fact that you are not alone is expanding. Well, Aquarius, you may be heading into an energy where you just don't feel alone anymore. I know you're so used to feeling alone. You're so used to feeling isolated and alienated. But Aquarius, maybe that's a thing in the past. Maybe this full moon is going to be expanding you out into different social groups, expanding you out to different people, places, and things. There could be people coming in. This is the 11th house, guys, of groups and friends and people, you know, communities. So some of you guys are just not alone in the community that you're in. And now communities could be online communities. It doesn't have to be where you live. You guys might be creating small communities of friends at your workplace, or you know, when it comes to the community that you're living. But either way, Aquarius, there is just, you are not alone. This is this clear as day. You are not alone in the cosmos, in the universe. Aliens are never alone. You know, in the bottom of the deck is expression, the same card that Sagittarius got. So you need to explore the way that you're expressing yourself, Aquarius, and you need to express the exploration going on in your life. I believe that you guys are headed into some sort of energy. So June, July, August, like summer, is all about you exploring the way that you express yourself and expressing yourself in a different way. Meaning that this full moon is definitely about that for you. And it's interesting that Sagittarius got this card. So you're definitely picking up on that Sagittarius 11th house energy. And the fact that you might need to express yourself to communities in a different way, or express yourself to your friends, express your dreams, your goals, and how you have faith in situations. Your faith is expanding, Aquarius. You could learn more about the faith in you. You know, the faith in that you are not alone. Even if you are an Aquarius that feels so alone, the universe is telling me, it's showing me you are not alone. I was just talking about, before this card came out, that you're not alone in the 11th house. You know, like anything that goes into the 11th house becomes collective. So basically the 11th house is open access to everyone. Like, it's the house where friends go to gather. It's the house of socializing, and where everyone is considered, and it's the humanitarian, right? And it's the house before Pisces. Aquarius is my 12th house. So that makes a lot of sense why the subconscious of Pisces is pretty collective and friendly. So you're not alone, Aquarius, and you can learn the most from realizing that. Especially those of you who have been watching that feel really alone and alienated and isolated, like no one understands you. Well, the universe wants you to know that it's okay to express the fact that you feel alone, but this full moon is literally helping you express beyond that, exploring how far this expression can go. Some of you, so when you explore expression, some of you are exploring different things to express yourself in, like fashion or art or spirituality, tarot reading. Maybe some of you guys are writers, or you're going to be finding new ways to express yourself, though, because you are about to explore that expression. With this Sagittarius energy, this full moon is all about new beginnings. So you're going to find a brand new way to express yourself soon. It's going to be some new hobby that you didn't know you were good at or something like that. And you're going to be put in collective situations where there's no way you could feel alone. I think people are going to be viewing you as less alienated. I do feel like that is what's going on for this full moon for you. So when you have a full moon in your 11th house, Aquarius, the main message here is that you're not alone with these energies. The very energy of the full moon is your friend, you know, because you have this full moon in the house of groups. So you're going to be working with energy of several people. Even if you are alone, you're not alone because of the amount of energy that you're working with, Aquarius. And that's why you're being asked to explore the way that you express. Explore expression. Because this 11th house full moon is really going to be sending you different ideas to express yourself. If you get any new ideas over the next couple of months, I'll definitely utilize that 11th house initiation, because you're going to be enlightened about this stuff. This is your soul's ascension. This is really interesting that this is happening in your 11th house. So you are at home in that energy, and it's very collective ascension. It's the very collective of your energy is expanding, so no wonder you're not alone. So that was for Aquarius. Let's move on to Pisces energy. Pisces, this is your immutable sign, first of all, and this energy squares you just like Virgo. So this energy could be a little bit hectic for you. This is in a very serious part of your chart. Pisces, this full moon is all about your 10th house of career and legacy. So it's your very legacy and your career that is expanding, and you can also learn from what it is that you do as a career. You know, you might need to expand yourself. Some of you might get promotions, or you might choose a different job. This has to do with your legacy, though. So our legacy is expanding. As Pisces, we have our 10th house as Sagittarius, so we come here with an expansive legacy. We don't even need to do much about it, and a lot of people can learn from our legacy. The work that we do is legendary. This is the house of legendary. So there's going to be new beginnings and new endings, completions and new beginnings, which full moons represent. So some of us are going to be starting new jobs. Some of us are going to be getting promoted or just starting jobs for the first time in a long time. So this is a pretty serious energy to expand on, Pisces, because it's not really like our energy. It's not dreamy, but some of us may be starting careers in dream-like industries. You know, some of us are tarot readers or Reiki healers. Some of us are very spiritual. We make our money that way. So this is going to be a new beginning with that as well. But I do see promotions for some of you. And I just see you learning and expanding on more about how you're a legend and how what the legacy is going to be as you leave behind. Pisces, this is about your long-term goals. So this is a very futuristic full moon, which is awesome because Sagittarius is about vision. Some of us are going to be getting visions from very far into the future. Okay, we're going to be able to see what we want for over the next 5 to 10 years. You know what I mean? This is long-term goals. So let's get Pisces an angel message. This is happening in their 10th house of career, legacy, and long-term goals. But this is also about what this full moon is teaching us, okay? What the full moon is teaching us and what is expanding with this full moon. So let's see. How did I know? We have dreams, Pisces. We have dreams. This is very 10th house energy. You know, how I was just saying that some of us are spiritual. So this is about the legacy of our dreams. This came out for Virgo a little bit too. So there's some Virgo Pisces dreams going on. Some of you might be going on with a Virgo. But the message here, Pisces, is that you need to explore your dreams. Because we have explore and dream. So this is literally talking about dream exploration. We are the dream explorers, Pisces. We all travel in our sleep. We all get visions. So this is about us really exploring what it is that we've been dreaming about, whether this be actual dream, but we've been thinking about this for a really long time, and we have literally the Archangel Michael, which is Sagittarius. So we've got the Archangel Michael. If you guys dream about anything like that, or some swords on fire, we're being asked to think about the exploration of our dreams, and we're being asked to really contemplate how we can better explore our dreams. So we can learn the most from our dreams right now, Pisces. Big shocker. So some of you guys need to really invest in a dream journal, or some of you guys need to start a dream analog. Some of you guys need to start dream videos where you just record certain dreams, because you never know what someone else can learn from your dreams. But most importantly, you can learn from your dreams, Pisces. This is dreams while you're asleep, daydreams. You know, we're big daydreamers, right? So I want you guys to learn from that dreaming nature. Dreams is a very subconscious energy. Pisces communicate through dreams. Pisces take their dreams very seriously usually because we're the 12th house. So as the 12th house, dreams are very, 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 very psychic for us, where they're very intuitive, and we can dream about things that actually wind up happening. So think about how powerful, interesting, I said think about how powerful this energy can become if we explored our dreams even farther. Instead of just staying still like that lady is, what if we crossed the bridge of dreams? What if we crossed the waters of the subconscious and explored the dream realm? So some of us are going to be working with astral travel. We're going to be working with time travel and astral projection. Because here we are just sleeping right there, right? That lady is literally just asleep and she's just staying there. But then we have this person walking. So some of it, if you have any dreams about a bridge, or if you have any dreams that kind of mimic this in any way, if you have any dreams about travel, because I'm telling you, this is literally about traveling long distances through our dreams, our long-term goals. But also keep in mind that this is also about our dreams as far as what we dream in this realm. Pisces are dreamers no matter what. We daydream, we dream at nighttime, and we also just have dreams when it comes to what we want to be in the world. So this is about what you dream, your dream career. What is the career that you want to be in, Pisces, or what that you want to have that is literally a dream come true? This is all about exploring our dreams, and when you explore your dreams, you literally make them come true. So this is about literally crossing that bridge, you know what I mean? Crossing the bridge of dreams. And you know, probably entering another realm, honestly, Pisces. But what the overall message here is that our dreams are going to be expanding because of the Sagittarius full moon. This is mutable energy, so we're also a dual sign. So there's going to be a lot of dream messages that we get over the next couple months, or possibly forever. Something is going on with this full moon in Sagittarius for Pisces, to where our dreams are going to be even more so psychic than usual. They're going to be even more vivid and more detailed and more realistic than usual. So please, please, if you're a Pisces watching this, or Pisces energy, please get yourself some kind of book. I have a book that I write my dreams down in. Make sure that you're remembering your dreams, and you know, a good stones for this would be a blue obsidian, or blue lace agate, or blue obsidian, or blue howlite. Blue howlite is good for dream recall. Blue howlite, please get you some. And blue obsidian, so keep some of that by your bed. Put some under your pillow. Take a bath before bed. Take a Epsom bath. And also, guys, we have Mars in our 12th house. So a lot of us could be having some pretty aggressive dreams. I haven't had any yet, but they've been making me feel a little aggressive, but I haven't had any like bloody war dreams in a while. But one thing I did hear about Mars being in the 12th house is the lack of sleep. So be careful with anger, guys, because anger is the worst thing for Pisces. Our magic is in our dreams, and when we get angry for some reason, when anger blocks, is a dream blocker. So please keep that in mind, that anger is a dream blocker, and you're not going to be able to explore much of your dreams when your subconscious is filled with aggression. You know, the reason why Pisces are dream travelers and why we are the dream explorers is because Pisces is literally open to the subconscious realm. Like, we don't judge or analyze it. We actually treat it like a different realm. So the dream realm embraces us and takes us on these journeys all the time. But now, Pisces, we need to just take it up a notch. We need to literally practice exploring. So if you can, before you go to sleep, imagine yourself crossing this bridge and set the intent. Just before you go to sleep, say, universe, I would like to dream travel. Please protect my astral body as I travel through time. Universe, I accept you to influence my dreams. So you have to be open to these messages, which Pisces usually are. So just make sure that you are doing some dream meditation, because there's something that we're going to be able to create in the dream realm. And we all know as Pisces that once we create it in the dream realm, then it's able to ground itself on the opposite sign of us, Virgo. Virgo brings the dreams of Pisces down to earth, okay? So there's something here about reality and fantasy really becoming one. And that might be because of this whole Sagittarius, Gemini, lower mind thing. But this is about the legacy that we have dreamt about, Pisces, the legacy of our dreams. Even after a Pisces dies, their dreams and their creations, they're like Einstein. Hello, Einstein. He is legendary. Dr. Seuss, you know what I mean? Just fucking Steve Jobs. Like, they're going to be, their dreams are still here. Their dreams are going to carry on. So Pisces, we are the legendary dreamers, and it's just time to explore that, okay? It's time to explore that. So let's get a message for the collective, shall we? What does this Sagittarius full moon mean for all of us? What is the Sagittarius angel message? What are we all learning as a collective because of the Sagittarius full moon? What can we all expand on with the influence of this Sagittarius full moon? What are we all learning? All the zodiac signs, the collective. So, of course, we're learning something similar as Pisces. Because when Pisces explores, the collective can explore. So it's interesting that this came up for Pisces and Virgo, and now it's coming up for all of us. So this Sagittarius full moon, we can learn from exploring. Now, what is exploring? Exploring is literally wandering, and that's a Sagittarius word. Exploring, adventure, wander. You know, when a child goes outside, they just explore. And in order to explore, you have to open yourself up to learning, right? So this Sagittarius energy is definitely an exploration. When the energy of exploring reminds me of like Winnie the Pooh, because they always went on these explorers, you know. So in order to explore something, yeah, you're going to learn a lot along the way, but you have to go into it with an attitude that is open to learning something. You know, go explore your backyard, or just go explore a new country, or go explore new horizons, new relationships, new situations. This full moon is all about the encouragement to explore the unknown. Sagittarius is the knowing energy, right? It takes what we know and it expands it. So explore and expand are kind of the same thing, right? These bridges are being formed, right? A lot of us, they say that we burn our bridges. Well, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and the bridges are not being burned. It's quite the opposite. This is the bridge to Terabithia. This is the bridge to like a new magical land that this energy is really helping us learn more about. Now, the bottom energy is self-care. So we do need to learn more and explore our self-care more. So it's actually in our favor to take more care of ourselves. So drink from the waters of exploration. You know, it's actually going to be a healthy thing right now. Some of us are so explore deprived. Some of us are dying for an adventure. We are so bored and our soul is almost dead. We are in need of an exploration. We're in need to explore. We are explore deprived. There's bridges that we need to cross. This Sagittarius full moon is forming a bridge over water, over a it's the subconscious waters. And for some reason, Sagittarius creates a bridge above those waters for us, okay? And it's involving reality and our emotions, as you can see back there that there's water and land. So we're going to somewhere more spiritual, you guys. We're going from land over water. Some of us could be traveling over water in a plane or in a boat. It is summertime. So explore it. Go explore a lake, or go explore an ocean, or explore yourself, explore your sexuality, explore your passions, explore your creativity. This is all about exploring things, and it's going to be for the better. Okay, because we have this angel that's literally drinking from that water, right? And then we have someone who's exploring those waters, walking above those waters. So it's almost like we're exploring things that are good for us, exploring a better life of health. This full moon is telling us to learn. Right now, we can learn the most from exploring, literally going to a place with no goal in mind. That's the Sagittarius energy. Like, it doesn't have to be rational. It's literally exploring something further. Exploring an area, a person, a place, a thing, a job, exploring our abilities more. But this is going to be fun, you guys, and it's going to be healthy for us. We are safe to explore. We are special. Yes, some of us need to explore new horizons, new visions, new everything, new beginnings and completions. Maybe some of us are done exploring certain areas. It's almost like a video game where you've explored a certain area. You've got all the money and the coins, and you've got all the secret weapons and all the chests and stuff. So when you're done exploring something, you walk away to another part of the game, right? So some of us have explored something for as far it has nothing left to offer us, because we've drank until we've had enough. Okay, this does have a lot to do with our emotion, and has a lot to do with our subconscious spirituality. But I feel like we've been exploring something for too long, and now the map is wider. This Sagittarius full moon is giving us another piece to the map. and we see a bridge where it's like Dora the Explorer, like, where is the bridge? Yeah. So it's time to explore, you guys. And I feel like all the signs are going to be exploring something different. Aries could be exploring their higher knowledge. They could be traveling far. Taurus could be exploring something that is hidden about them, exploring their intimacy. Gemini is exploring relationships and love and partnerships. Cancer could be exploring their work, their service to others, their health, their lifestyle. Leo is exploring their happiness, exploring their heart, exploring their passion and how they can have fun. Virgo is exploring their foundation, their emotions, where they live, their family, their roots. Libra is exploring their communication. You know, Libra is exploring short distance travel in the way that they speak. Scorpio could be exploring their own values, their own resources, what their worth is. Sagittarius is literally the explorer. They're exploring their first house. They're exploring their self-reflecting on where it is that they want to explore. Capricorn is exploring the spirituality realms. They're exploring the subconscious. Aquarius is exploring their community, exploring their friendships and groups of people that they're involved in and how they socialize. And Pisces is exploring their legacy. Pisces is exploring their long-term goals and their dreams, right? So just keep in mind that what we're exploring is being expanded. So whatever I just named for your sign is also being expanded. So not only are we exploring, you guys, but the map just got a lot bigger. So the adventure just got a lot longer. The adventure just got a lot wider, and we have more of the map now, okay? So enjoy this adventure. It's going to be good for you. Take care of yourself as you explore. Do what it is that you need. Some of us need to make the decision to leave something behind, pack our bags, and explore something completely different. What better to do that than the Sagittarius full moon, guys? So that was my little channeled message for the Sagittarius moon. It was my honor to talk to you guys about that. I love Sagittarius energy. It is in my 12th house. So hopefully you guys are a little bit more educated about what is expanding for you, what you can learn more from, and a little bit more about Sagittarius energy and what's going on as a collective, you know, right now in our universe. So whatever you do, just make sure that you're exploring with an open mind, and make sure that you're aligning yourself with expansion and ascension, because our souls right now are literally ascending beyond what we know as a conscious realm. This is very interesting, and it's going to show itself in all our lives in different ways. Okay, so just be open to a new adventure. Have fun. See you guys.